Continuing now with our lead story on the debt ceiling fight. Here now, the man at the center of the debt storm, House Speaker John Boehner. Mr. Speaker, thanks for stopping by.
Laura, good to be with you.
Okay, so Bill O'Reilly's point is basically, look, the Republicans have to appear reasonable. And the idea now in the minds of a lot of people is that it's the Republicans who don't want to compromise. The Tea Party is being intransigent, and that's not getting us anywhere. How do you respond?
Let's understand what the problem is. The problem is that the American people are asking, where are the jobs? Employers are worried about all the rules and regulations coming out of Washington, don't know where the future of the country is, and they want us to cut spending. And trying to deal with this White House, who just doesn't want to cut spending. They don't want to do what they have to do. You know, I've been in this room with all the leaders over the last several weeks, and for that matter, the last several months. And it's like two groups of people from two different planets who barely understand each other. It's remarkable. They don't want to cut spending. They want to raise taxes.
A lot of polls show that people want a, quote, balanced approach, meaning some revenues, tax increases of some sort, maybe on the so-called wealthy, closing some loopholes, and also significant spending cuts. Does that affect you when you're thinking about how to proceed, and what of that?
Well, we have a spending problem. We don't necessarily have a revenue problem. And what they're asking, what the administration's been asking us to do, is to tax the very people that we expect to invest in our economy and create jobs. That is the wrong prescription for where we are.
Is there a Tea Party revolt going on against you at the House of Representatives? Are there people who are just kind of saying Boehner's ready to give away the farm, he's not being hardline enough? I mean, I hear the murmurings of that. Is there anything to it?
No. Listen, I work closely with all of our members. Our members, frankly, understand that we've got to cut spending. They also understand, most of them, that we have to increase the debt ceiling before August the 2nd. That made it clear.
Not Michelle Bachmann, right? She doesn't.
I understand some people want to take the chance and go past August 2nd, but my members understand I think that is very dangerous territory, and frankly, takes away leverage that we now have.
What has it been like behind closed doors? Give us some of the tone. I mean, is it very tense? Is there people cutting one another off in conversation? People getting frustrated? Well, give us a sense.
Well, there's a lot of frustration because nobody's really been able to find a way forward. But having said that, people are polite to each other. Mm-hmm. It's not tense. It's an adult conversation. But everyone around the table is frustrated.
But we keep getting back to this August 2nd deadline. Now, there's only so many days between now and August 2nd. You said something today, I think in roll call it was reported that you expect something to be on the floor of the House of Representatives perhaps by Wednesday?
I believe so.
What will that be?
We don't know. I think that these conversations have gone on. But I've got to tell you, the president just doesn't want to do what needs to be done to solve our problem.
So is he the one who doesn't want to compromise, or is it the Tea Party?
He wants to raise taxes and he wants too much spending. It's as simple as that.
So where do we go? I mean, you're saying this. He's saying that you guys are being unreasonable because you don't want to tax the people who make more than $250,000, the so-called wealthy, and both of you are painting each other into a corner. Is that a game of chicken that's going to end really badly for the American public? Listen,
it's only Friday. I want to do what's in the best interest of our country. And I believe what's in the best interest of our country is to find a way forward where we do real cuts in spending. Listen, I make clear.
But how do we know that the cuts are going to take place, Mr. Speaker? That's the concern, is that we'll vote in these cuts, and then Obama gets reelected. Heaven forbid, in my opinion, he gets reelected. Those cuts go away, and then we're back to spend and tax, spend and tax.
Well, I think there are enough mechanisms in place in all of the conversations to ensure that real cuts occur. I'm not going to be part of some gimmicky process that promises cuts down the road and never happen.
What's the trigger? Is it something to do with health care reform? I've heard that today, that health care reform could be triggered, the abolition of some parts of that.
If there's going to be a backstop, a trigger to ensure that all of this happens, it has to be painful, and it has to be very painful on both sides, so that you never get to the trigger, to ensure that the cuts in spending really do in fact happen.
What about this Gang of Six? First of all, I hate the terminology, the Gang of Six. Yeah, but is there anything about that that's good? I mean, if you're reducing rates from 35 to 29%, that's music to my ears. But is that coupled with other things that are more disturbing for especially conservatives?
Listen, I know all six of them very well, and I know how hard they work to get there. And there are parts of it, frankly, that I think are very good. But I think that when you look at it on balance, there's too much spending, and I think there's too much revenue. We've got a spending problem here in Washington that needs to be addressed.
When you look now at this balanced budget amendment, the cut, cap, and balance vote, it passed the House, lost by about, I think, 6 votes in the Senate. What was the point of that in the end? Was that just to set your principles in stone? This is where we are. Set the terms of debate, because most people want a balanced budget in this country. That's what they say.
Well, no, it's what the American people want. They want to cut spending. They want to put caps on future spending. And they want to put a balanced budget amendment in place to make sure this never happens again.
The president is against it. It's not the right way to go. He's been adamant today.
Adamant. So they don't want to balance the budget because that's going to require real reductions in spending.
So they don't want to balance the budget, period?
No.
Because
nowhere close.
But because they just want to keep spending, because their programs cost a lot, and they think they can get there with tax revenues and increases down the road.
Yeah, they want to tax the rich. Guess what? They could take all of the money that the rich have, and it still would not even put a dent in this budget deficit that we have today.
What about opening all of this to the public? I can't tell you how many people who call into my radio show are like, we're tired of this behind closed door stuff, and let's really bring the public in. Let's hear about what's going on, and let's do a short-term deal. Let's do a 5-month deal where we pass spending cuts and we also raise the debt ceiling. Keep this front and center, because I think the president wants this off the table, Mr. Speaker, before the election. It helps him.
There's nobody would want this out in the public more than me. The House has passed its bill. We did our work. We passed our bill. Senate hasn't put a plan on the table. The president hasn't put a plan on the table.
But he said leadership takes 2 people. Leadership takes good partners. That's what the administration has said.
Yeah, but where's the plan? Where's the real plan? There is no plan. And unfortunately, because we're running up against a real hard deadline, I've had no choice but to try to engage in conversations with leaders in the Congress and the president to try to find some common ground and a way forward.
Will you meet this weekend?
We'll see.
Have you talked to the president today?
No.
Okay, John Boehner, thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Thanks for stopping by. And we'll be following this